Aloha and welcome to my Fluid Vinyasa class. This class is going to be about 60 minutes long. All you'll need is your mat, and we're going to be working on shoulders and hips today. We'll eventually be working into a pose called Bird of Paradise, but that's just our peak pose. We'll really be focusing on opening the shoulders and the hips throughout our practice. So go ahead and roll out your mat and let's get started. So just come to a nice, comfortable seat on your mat. Cross legs, full lotus or half lotus, whatever is comfortable for you. Let your palms face down on your thighs. And just close your eyes here. Feel your sits bones ground down in towards the mat. So you might like to kind of wiggle side to side to just feel the ground beneath your seat. Begin to pull your lower belly up and in as you lengthen your spine towards the sky. So feel your heart lift up as your shoulders roll back and down away from your ears. Extend through the crown of your head and just feel a nice softness through your face. Now, as you are aligning your spine, centering in here on your mat, just begin to notice if there's any excess chit-chat going on in the brain, which is completely normal if it is. But for the practice of yoga, let's begin to leave all of that at the door and allow our mind to settle, to quiet, and to focus here on the present moment. Let's use our breath to inhale in through the nose. Fill your belly like a balloon. And let that exhale fully release out through your nose. Deep breath in through the nose. Fill your belly. Let it press out like a Buddha belly. And as you exhale, let your belly retract back towards your spine, smoothly letting that breath go. Good. A few more rounds, just cultivating that ujjayi breathing in through the nose. Create that oceanic sound in the back of your throat. And then let that exhale come out just as evenly as your inhale came in. Good. Continue this pattern of breathing in through the nose. Deepen your breath, broaden your breath. And out through your nose. Allow this pattern of breathing to bring you here into the present moment. So all you're listening to is the sound of your breath, the quality of your breathing as you inhale deeply in. And you exhale smoothly out, letting it go. Good. Take about 2 to 3 more rounds at your own pace. Try to lengthen your breath, inhaling deeper. And exhaling, matching your inhale, just as deep. One more big breath in. And one more deep exhale out. Beginning to breathe at your own pace, in and out through the nose. Maintain that pattern, that ujjayi breath. And begin to set an intention for your practice. So as you're here on the mat, maybe set a dedication to someone or something other than yourself. Or it might be the reason why you are here practicing on your mat with me today. Settle on that intention. Whatever comes to mind first, let that be your intention. And let's begin to move with our breath. So inhale, reach your arms up to the sky, flutter your eyelids open, look up between your fingertips, extend up high. And as you exhale, let your right arm come down by your side, reach over to the right side, waist stretch, roll that left shoulder back, look up as you ground down through your hips. Inhale, back through center, reach your arms high to the sky, extend. And as you exhale, let that left arm come down to the left, reach over to that left side, roll your right shoulder back, pull your ribs in. Good, inhale, reach your arms high to the sky, look up, create length. Now as you exhale, bend your elbows, baby back bend, lift through your heart, squeeze your shoulder blades towards one another as you look up towards the sky. Inhale, reach up high, extend. And now as you exhale, just extend your arms forward out in front of you. Fold in, relax your head and neck. Let your hands press down on the earth as you press your hips back towards your heels. Relax through your head and neck. Let the spine feel long out in front of you. Good, and then as you take your next inhale, let's begin to shift forward into a tabletop position. So just come onto your mat with your shoulders right over your wrists, hips over your knees, and just with a neutral spine. Look down between your hands, spread your fingers wide, ground through your palms. And as you inhale, begin to roll your shoulders down your back, tilt your tailbone up to the sky, look up, expand through the chest. And as you exhale, curl back up and in, cat pose. Press the mat away as you arch your spine, tuck your chin. Inhale for cow, shoulders back, tailbone high, look up to the sky. Exhale for cat, pull up and in, tuck your chin, arch through your upper back. Inhale, cow pose, tilt your tailbone, open through the heart, lift. And as you exhale, cat pose, really spread your shoulder blades apart from one another. One more round. Inhale, shoulders back, tailbone high, cow pose. Exhale, breath, curl up and in, tuck your chin. Beautiful. Let's come back to a neutral spine. Ground through your palms, spread your fingers wide. Engage through your core. And as you're ready, begin to extend your right leg straight back behind you. Flex your right foot. Turn your right toes down towards the mat so that you're spinning your right hip down. Roll your shoulders back, engage your core. And if this is okay, extend your left arm forward out in front of you. So you're creating a counterbalance through the spine. Extend through those left fingertips, reach that right heel back, create length, pull your lower ribs up and in. Deep breath, reach. As you exhale, just slowly lower hand and knee back down to the earth and we'll switch sides. So inhale, extend your left leg back behind you. Flex your left foot. So you want your left toes to point straight down to the mat. That's an inner spiral of that femur bone. Pull your lower ribs in, engage your core. If this is okay, you can move on to that next level. Extend your right arm out in front of you. Let your hand be in a handshake position. Extend your right arm straight forward while you kick back through that left heel. Lower ribs pull in, engage your core. Gaze is down at your mat. Create length, stay with it for one more breath. Really press down to lift up, extend. And then slowly lower hand and knee down, coming back into tabletop position. Take a big breath in here. Now as you exhale, puppy dog pose, extend your arms long out in front of you. Tilt your tailbone up to the sky. Let your heart melt down. Look out in front of you. So your shoulders should be peeling back as your heart presses towards the earth. Tilt your tailbone up to the sky. Hips are directly over your knees. Gazing forward, take another breath in. And another breath out, let your heart sink low towards your mat. On your next inhale, let's shift forward onto our forearms. Slide your knees back. Coming into Sphinx Pose. So your elbows are right in front of your shoulders, palms down. Create some traction through your forearms as you lift through your heart. Shoulders peel back. So you should feel a nice lift and opening through your collarbones as you expand your chest forward. Good. Let's lower our chest down. Tent your hands to the outside of your mat. Begin to roll one shoulder back at a time. Circle it out, side to side, for free flowing Cobra. Let your elbows kind of point up towards the sky so you really can maneuver your shoulders in a nice big circular motion. So you're getting some nice fluid motion through the shoulders, some dynamic movement. You can come up high and kind of twist, get some crackles and pops out of the spine and the shoulders. Good, nice work, guys. Let's come back through center. Take your hands right under your shoulders, elbows point back, shoulders draw back. Take an inhale for baby Cobra. So for our first Cobra, your hands are on the mat so lightly that you could lift your palms up off the earth and your spine wouldn't move at all. So place your palms just gently on the earth as your shoulders peel back. Take one more breath, expand your chest forward. Now on that exhale breath, tuck your toes, press your hips back towards your heels, and then lift your hips towards the sky for your first downward facing dog. So in this first downward dog, just pedal through your feet, bend one knee and then the other. Sway side to side. Dip one shoulder down, dip the opposite shoulder down. Just find some freedom of movement here. So whatever that is, maybe you even shift forward through plank and then back up into your downward dog. Maybe you bend both knees and crouch down and lift those hips high. Whatever it is, just find that movement. Let your body open up here. This is probably the first downward dog you've done today. So once you settle into your downward dog, take a look at your hands, spread those fingers wide, let the hands come shoulders width distance on your mat. As you ground firmly in towards those palms, let your shoulders wrap down your back towards your tailbone. Pull your lower belly in. Feel your heart press towards your thighs as your hips rise high to the sky. There's a nice length through the backs of the legs, and the heels energetically pull towards the earth. And it's okay if the heels are lifted slightly up off your mat, as long as you feel that pressing down through the backs of the ankles. Get that nice stretch. So let's take one more breath in our downward dog. And as you exhale, bend your knees, look to the top of your mat and step all the way up until your feet come between your wrists. Feet are hips width distance. Soften your knees. Take a gentle inhale to lengthen halfway up, lift. Fingertips graze your shins, flat spine. And as you exhale, begin to forward fold. Bend your knees. Grab a hold of opposite elbows, ragdoll arms, and just let your head and neck relax in that window that you've created with the arms. You can sway side to side if that feels good. Allow a weight to feel through your arms. So it's kind of like your arms are a nice dead weight towards the earth. Shake your head out, yes and no. Really let it go. And it's really important here to have your knees bent for this first forward fold. It will allow the low back to decompress and open so that we can further open into the hamstrings. Let's take another big breath in here and a big breath out. Release your hands to the mat. Bend your knees deeply, tuck your chin. Let's begin to unravel the spine. So slowly roll up, tuck your chin towards your chest. Gently make your way all the way up towards mountain pose. Let your arms come by your sides, palms face forward. Inhale, reach your arms up to the sky, extend up high. As you exhale, sideways stretch to the right, right hand down by your side, reach over to the right, roll that left shoulder back. Inhale, both arms up to the sky, reach up. Exhale, left arm down by your side, reach over to the left, roll that right shoulder back. Inhale, back to the sky, mountain pose. Exhale, back bend, bend your elbows, drop your head back, squeeze through your shoulder blades. Inhale, reach your arms up high, mountain pose. Exhale, soften your knees, hinge and bow forward, swan dive all the way down to your toes. Inhale, lengthen, halfway uplift, fingertips just graze your shins, flat spine. Now as you exhale, plant your palms to the earth, step your feet back into a high plank pose. Shoulders are directly over your wrists. Press back through your heels. Extend through the crown of your head. Engage through your core, so there's a slight tuck of your tailbone here. Now as you inhale, let's just lift our right toes up off the mat. So you're just reaching your right heels back. Engage your core. Big breath in. And exhale, release. Let's switch sides. Inhale, lift your left heel just slightly up off the mat, about 6 inches up. Press that left heel back. Engage through your core. Take one more breath in. And then exhale, release those left toes down. Let's take one more breath in our plank pose. As you exhale, lower those knees down. Walk your hands forward, puppy dog pose. Melt your chest down towards the earth, gaze forward. Inhale, shift onto your forearms, Sphinx Pose. Slide your knees back, pull your heart through. Exhale, lower the chest. Tent your hands to the outside of your mat and begin your free flowing Cobra with your inhale breath. Sway side to side, circle it around. Maybe even twist. Dip one shoulder and then the other. Good, let's come back through center. Lower your hands, take them right underneath your shoulders. Inhale, Cobra pose, point your elbows back, squeeze in through your shoulder blades. Exhale, tuck your toes, hips to heels, downward facing dog. Feel your hips rise high, take a big breath in. And a big breath out. Bend your knees, gaze forward, step or even lightly hop to the top of your mat. Take your feet all the way up between your wrists. Inhale, lengthen, halfway uplift. Exhale, soften your knees, forward fold. This time with a flat spine. Inhale, rise to mountain pose. Reach your arms all the way up to the sky. Look up, lengthen. Exhale, right arm down by your side, reach to the right. Inhale, back through center. Exhale, left arm down, reach over to the left. Inhale through center. Exhale, baby back bend, bend those elbows, lift through your heart, drop your head back. Inhale, mountain pose. Exhale, forward fold, swan dive all the way down to your toes. Inhale, lengthen, halfway uplift, flat spine. Exhale, plant your palms, step your feet back, high plank pose. Take an inhale breath. This time as you exhale, just come right to your knees, walk your hands forward, puppy dog pose, Utkatasana. Gaze forward, let your shoulders roll back. Inhale, Sphinx Pose, slide your knees back, pull your heart through, shoulders down and away. Exhale, lower your heart. Inhale, free flowing Cobra. Point those elbows up high, circle side to side. You can even begin to bend one knee, look back at your toes. Can I get a nice quad stretch here as well? One more breath. Twist each side. Good, let's come back through center, lower down, hands under the shoulders. Inhale, lift your heart, Cobra pose, elbows down and away. Exhale, downward facing dog, hips to heels. And then lift your hips to the sky. Big breath in. And big breath out. Bend your knees, look forward. Step or even hop to the top of your mat. Inhale, lengthen just halfway up, lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, mountain pose, rise all the way up to standing, reach your arms up and overhead. Exhale, arch over to the right side, waist stretch. Inhale through center. Exhale, left side, side waist stretch, reach to the left. Inhale through center, reach your arms high. Exhale, baby back bend, drop your head back, lift through your heart, squeeze your shoulder blades. Inhale, extend your arms high. Exhale, soften your knees, swan dive forward. Inhale, lengthen halfway up, lift. Exhale, plant your palms, step your feet back, high plank pose. Take a big breath in, pause here, engage your core. As you exhale, we're going to lower halfway down, Chaturanga. So lower halfway until your elbows are in line with your shoulders. Hover above the mat, squeeze your elbows in. And then as you inhale, scoop through, roll to the tops of your feet, shoulders back, lengthen your arms, and lift your thighs up off the earth for upward facing dog. Now as you exhale, begin to roll back through your toes, hips to the sky, downward facing dog. Full breath in and full breath out. Bend your knees, look forward, step or lightly hop to the top of your mat. Inhale, lengthen halfway up, lift. And as you exhale, forward fold. So this time, let's take our feet together. Bend your knees deeply. Inhale, swoop your arms up to the sky for chair pose, Utkatasana. Take a slight tuck of your tailbone as you sit lower and towards your legs. Squeeze through your inner thighs. Now as you inhale, extend your arms. And then exhale, reach your arms back behind you. Squeeze through your shoulder blades, engage through your triceps. Inhale, reach your arms high, chair. Exhale, swoop your arms back, squeeze. Inhale for chair. Exhale, reach back, squeeze your shoulder blades. One more time, inhale, rise high. And exhale, take your hands down to the earth, hips high, forward fold. Relax your head and neck. Inhale, lengthen halfway up, lift. Exhale, plant your palms, step your feet back, high plank pose, big breath in. Exhale, lower, Chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog, lengthen your arms, lift your heart. Exhale, downward facing dog, hips high to the sky. Big breath in and big breath out. Inhale, your right leg rises high to the sky for three-legged dog. Reach your right leg high and then begin to bend your right knee. Stack your hips open. So let your right knee reach up high as you open through your hips. Ground through your palms. Let's take a few hip circles here. So hug your right knee towards your chest. Open out to the right and around. 2 more times like that. So hug your right knee towards your chest. Open it to the right and around. 1 more time, hug that right knee in, open to the right and around, reach that right knee high, deep breath in. Now as you exhale, hug your right knee towards your chest. Place your right foot to the top of your mat. Stay on your back toes, keep your back knee lifted so your back leg is strong and straight. Ground through your right foot. Inhale, reach your arms to the sky, Crescent Pose. Square your shoulders and hips forward. Relax through those shoulders, but still extend up towards the sky. Take a big breath in. Now as you exhale, let your arms open out like wings. Drop your head back, squeeze through your shoulder blades. So you can stay right here if you want a little bit more in those shoulders. Begin to take your hands behind your back. Interlace your fingers. Roll your shoulders down and away as you lift through your heart. Look up towards the sky. Squeeze those shoulder blades together. Square your hips off. Big breath in, look up. Now listen closely as you exhale. Begin to hinge forward. It's like you're about to hover over your right thigh. But then go to the inside of your right leg. Relax your head and neck and come down to the inside of that leg. So you really feel a nice big hip stretch here. Another option with the arms would be just to grab a hold of your forearms behind you. Either way, or if you have a towel or something like that, you can keep your hands connected via the towel. Good, let's ground into that right foot. Inhale, rise back to Crescent Pose. Reach your arms high, extend up. Exhale, take your hands down to the mat. Right foot sends all the way back to meet the left. Inhale in high plank. Exhale, lower Chaturanga. Inhale, lift your heart, shoulders back, upward dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, extend your left leg high, three-legged dog. Bend your left knee. Stack your hips open. So just feel that opening to start. Square those shoulders out. Really open through the hips and inner thigh, and then let's begin those hip circles. So hug your left knee towards your chest. Open out to the left and around. Two more big circles just like that. Hug your left knee in. Open out to the left and around. One more time. Hug your left knee in. Open to the left and around. Lift that left knee high. Big breath in. Exhale. Hug your left knee towards your chest. Place the left foot to the top of your mat. So you want to make sure that left ankle is right underneath your left knee. As you inhale, rise up to Crescent Pose. Keep that back leg long and straight. So you really want to open up that back knee towards the sky. Square your hips forward. Feel your shoulders relax down your back. Extend up high, big breath in. Now as you exhale, open your arms like wings. Let your shoulders draw down your back as you lift through your heart, look up towards the sky. And again, you have that option here to take your hands behind your back. Interlace your fingers. You can always grab a hold of a towel or something like that if your hands do not reach. Lift through your heart, squeeze your shoulder blades together, look up towards the sky. Now as you exhale, begin to hinge forward. Hover over your thigh and then come to the inside of that left leg. Relax your head and neck down, kind of like a nice brain drain towards the earth. And you should feel a deep hip stretch here. Also a big stretch in those shoulders too. Good. Now ground into that left foot. Use that strong front leg as you inhale, rise back up to Crescent Pose, reach up high. Exhale, hands to the earth. Left foot, send it all the way back to meet the right. High plank pose, big breath in. Exhale, lower Chaturanga. Inhale, lift your heart, shoulders back, upward dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Good job, guys. Take one big breath in. And exhale, let it go. Bend your knees, look forward to the top of your mat. Exhale, step or lightly hop all the way up. Inhale, lengthen halfway lift, flat spine. Exhale, forward fold. Feet together, bend your knees. Inhale, chair pose, Utkatasana. Exhale, take those hands behind your back, interlace your fingers. Inhale, lift through your heart. Exhale, forward fold, but keep your hands together, whether it's on a towel or opposite elbows or interlaced. Relax your head and neck. Keep your knees just softly bent here. Turn your head and neck side to side. Get a nice stretch through the hamstrings, through the shoulders. Take two more breaths here. Last full breath. Good, let's release those hands down to the mat. Inhale, lengthen halfway up, lift, flat spine. Exhale, plant your palms, step or even hop your feet back. Take an inhale in your plank pose. And an exhale, lower Chaturanga. Inhale, lift your heart, upward dog or even Cobra. Exhale, roll back through your toes, hips to the sky, downward facing dog. Let's flow. Inhale, right leg high, three-legged dog. Bend your right knee, stack open. Exhale, just one hip circle. Hug in, open out, and around. Big breath in. Exhale, hug your right knee towards your chest. Place your right foot to the top of your mat. Keep your back knee lifted. This time, hands come behind the back, interlace your fingers. Ground through your right foot. Inhale, rise up. Open your heart. Reach that fist down your back leg. Look up towards the sky. Exhale, begin to hinge forward. Bow to the inside of your right leg. Relax your head and neck. Feel a nice opening through those shoulders. Now ground into that right foot. Inhale, reach your arms high to the sky, Crescent Pose. Exhale, hands to the earth. Right foot, send it all the way back to meet the left. Take a big breath in. And exhale, Chaturanga. Inhale, upward dog. Exhale, downward dog. Inhale, left leg to the sky, reach it high, bend that left knee, stack your hips open. Exhale, let's do that one hip circle. Hug in, open to the left and around. Big breath in, reach that left knee high. Exhale, hug your left knee towards your chest. Place your left foot to the top of your mat. Take your hands behind your back, interlace your fingers. Ground into your left foot. Inhale, peel your heart from your thigh as you look up towards the sky. Reach those hands down your back leg, look up. Exhale, hinge, bow to the inside of that left leg. Relax your head and neck. Feel that nice shoulder open. Ground into your left foot. Inhale, rise up. Crescent pose, reach up high. Exhale, take your hands down to the earth. Left foot, send it all the way to the back of the mat. High plank. Inhale. Exhale, lower Chaturanga. Inhale, lift your heart, upward dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Full round of breath. And exhale it out. Take one more inhale like that, big breath in. And exhale out. For this last full breath, let's exhale out through the mouth. So inhale in through your nose. Audible exhale out. Back to breathing in and out through the nose. Now listen closely. Bend your knees. Look to the top of your mat. But this time, take your feet to the outsides of your hands. Let your toes turn out and your heels turn in. So your feet can be as wide as your mat or even wider. Begin to lower your hips slowly down as your knees press out. Make sure your knees are tracking over your toes as you open through your hips. Take your hands to heart center for Malasana squat, yogi squat. Let your elbows press your knees away. Hips press down towards the earth. Lift up through the crown of your head. Pause here, close your eyes. Feel length through your spine. So this pose is getting deep in your hips and your shoulders. It allows the hips to open out. As you lift through your heart, use your shoulders to open your hips. So we're gonna flow with this squat. So flutter your eyelids open if your eyes were closed. Ground through your heels. Inhale, let's rise up to standing. Reach your arms all the way up, overhead, reach up long. Now as you exhale, we're gonna flow down. Hands come through heart center, press your knees out. Good, 2 more times like that. Ground through your heels, rise high. Exhale, hands through heart center, press your knees out, slowly come down, use your core to stabilize. 1 more time, inhale, rise high, reach up, maybe even look up. Exhale, hands through heart center, lower all the way down towards the earth. Let those elbows press your knees away, lift through your heart. Good, big breath in. As you exhale, let's take those hands to the earth. Turn your toes in and your heels out. Inhale, lengthen halfway up, flat spine. Exhale, forward fold. So you can grab a hold of opposite elbows here, ragdoll arms, and kind of sway side to side. Let your head and neck kind of relax down. If you'd prefer, you can even take your feet out wider and grab a hold of the outer blades of your feet and use your arms as traction to kind of pull yourself deeper into this pose. You fold to your degree. You can always have a soft bend of the knees and kind of just hang. Or you can begin to lift your hips towards the sky and get deeper into the inner thighs. Relax through your head, feel length through your spine. 2 more breaths here. Use that breath to deepen into your posture. Every exhale brings us closer towards the earth with the crown of the head. Good. Now, next inhale, release your feet or your elbows. Hands come right underneath your face, lengthen halfway up, lift. Begin to heel toe your feet back, hips width distance. Good. Inhale, lengthen through your heart, fingertips graze your shins. Exhale, plant your palms. Step your feet back, high plank pose. Take an inhale in. Now as you exhale, lower your knees down. Walk your hands forward, puppy dog pose. Anahatanasana, gaze forward. Inhale, shift onto your forearms. Slide your knees back, pull your heart through, Sphinx Pose. Now listen closely here. We're gonna take our right forearm out to the right, so it's like a half goal post. Right palm faces down towards the mat, towards the earth. Create a 90-degree bend with your arm. Good. Now take your left hand right underneath your left shoulder. Press down as you begin to roll towards your right shoulder. So maybe you just kind of dip your shoulder down and you feel a deep stretch there and you're like, all right, I'm good here. This feels great through my pec. I'm getting a nice stretch. If you want more, press down into that left hand, roll onto your right hip, bend your right knee, and left knee, and take your left foot down to the mat behind your glute. So you just kind of let your left toes come down to the ground just to get a little bit more weight towards that right shoulder. You should feel a nice deep stretch in that right shoulder. Good, let's slowly come back onto our belly. Switch sides. So your right hand will come right underneath your right shoulder. Left forearm comes out at a 90-degree bend to the left. Palm faces down. Press down onto that right hand as you roll onto the left shoulder. So you might just be right here. And this is plenty through your pectoral muscle, through the front of your shoulder. If you want more, you just begin to press a little bit more in towards the earth. Bend your right knee, take your right foot down behind you, and just roll a little bit closer onto that left shoulder. Good. Keep your head and neck elevated. Keep your spine long. You should feel deep stretch through the front of the shoulder, opening through your heart. Good. Let's slowly come back onto the belly. Tense your hands to the outsides of the mat, elbows high and outside. Roll those shoulders back one at a time. Get deep into the shoulders, free it up. Maybe bend both knees, lift the heart, look up and lower. Find a freedom of movement here. So this is completely unique to you, just circular, free motion. You can have it be as big or small, as expressive or not as you want. It's just opening the shoulders and the back line of the body, as well as through the heart and thoracic spine. Good. And let's come back through center, ground through your palms, tuck through your toes, press your hips back towards your heels, and just let your arms stretch out long in front of you, forehead down to the earth. So feel your hips really press back towards your heels, stretch through the low back. Take an inhale in, and then exhale, lift your hips high to the sky, downward facing dog. Beautiful, so let's begin to flow. Inhale that right leg to the sky, bend your right knee, stack your hips open. Exhale, hug your right knee towards your chest. Place your right foot to the top of your mat. Spin your back heel down at a 45-degree angle. Inhale, rise up into Warrior Two. So as you open out into Warrior Two, make sure your right foot is in a straight line towards your back foot. So you want to line up heel to arch, bend your right knee, relax through your shoulders, extend through those fingertips. Get low into your front knee, take a big breath in, and sink a little lower with that exhale. Good, right palm turns up to the sky. Inhale, reach up and back, reverse your warrior. So lengthen through that right side, bend deep into your front knee, reach back, look up. And as you exhale, extend your right arm all the way forward like you're reaching out to grab something. Right hand comes down to the inside of your right foot, left arm to the sky. Let your right tricep open your right knee out. If you want more in the shoulders here, you can take your left arm behind your back. Tuck it around the front of your right hip, roll that left shoulder back. You can stay right here, letting those shoulders open up. If you know you can go into a bind and you like to practice binds, take your right hand underneath your right leg and grab a hold of your left hand behind you. Roll your left shoulder back so you spiral your rib cage towards the sky. Squeeze in towards that right leg, really let those hips open, look up. Good, now release that bind if you went there. Ground through your right foot, inhale, rise up, Warrior Two. Lengthen your right leg. Inhale, reach forward, create length. Exhale, tick-tock your arms, right hand to your shin or the mat or your thigh. Left arm to the sky. Stack your hips and shoulders. Again, you can take some options with that top left arm if you like. The left arm can tuck behind your back and around the front of that right hip. You can even do some nice circular motions here if that feels good. Allow yourself to be creative with that top arm. And just keep your shoulders and hips stacked wherever you go. Good, one more breath. We'll all meet with that left arm reaching up to the sky, stacking hips and shoulders. And then inhale, ground through that right foot. Inhale, rise up. Bend your right knee. Exhale, windmill, hands down to the mat. Spin onto your back toes. Lower your back knee down. Inhale, lift through your heart, shoulders back. And as you exhale, hinge your hips back. Flex your right foot. Square your hips out. Take a breath in, lengthen your heart forward. So you can stay right here with your spine long, hands on either side of your shin or even on blocks or books if you have them. If you want more, exhale, maybe lead with your heart towards your toes as you bow towards your shin. Wherever you are, you should just feel a nice stretch through the belly of the hamstring up into the glute and slightly into the outer hip. Keep your right foot flexed. So that's engaging your right leg. The toes point straight up. Lead through your heart. One more breath, heart towards the toes. And let your exhale bow you closer towards that right shin. Relax your head and neck. Beautiful. Inhale, hinge forward. Heel to your right foot off the right edge of your mat. So your right toes point out, right knee opens out. Take your hands underneath your shoulders. Inhale, lift your heart, press your heart forward. Now as you exhale, you have an option here. You can stay right here on your hands, or you can begin to bend your elbows, making your way a little bit deeper in towards the hips for lizard pose. Relax your head and neck wherever you are. Feel your heart pressing forward as your right knee opens out. And it's okay if you're on the outer blade of that right foot as well. You're really working into the inner hip and that left quad and psoas. You just want to make sure your right foot is far enough forward underneath your right knee and not back towards your right hip. That makes sure that you're going to protect your knee as well as get deep in towards those hips properly. Good. Next inhale, if you're not already on your hands, slowly crawl up. Heel toe your right foot to the center of your mat. Tuck your back toes and let's just send that right leg right up to the sky. Your three-legged dog. Reach it high. If you want to circle it out, hug your right knee in and open out. Just get some nice blood flow back into that hip. Feel free to do so. And let's come back into downward facing dog. Take a full breath in. And a full breath out. Let's switch to the left side. Inhale, left leg to the sky. Bend your left knee, stack your hips open. Exhale, hug your left knee towards your chest. Place your left foot to the top of your mat. Spin your back heel down, 45-degree angle with that back foot. Heel to arch alignment. Inhale, rise, warrior two, windmill those arms open. Extend your arms out long in either direction. Let your left knee open out to the left. Get low in those legs, relax through the shoulders. Slight tuck with your tailbone. Good. So really ground in towards those feet. Take one more breath in. And exhale, just sink in deeper. Left palm to the sky. Inhale, reach up and back. Reverse your warrior. Lengthen through that left side waist. Now as you exhale, extend your left arm. Reach out in front of you, long out in front of that left knee. And then tick-tock your arms. That left hand comes down to the inside of your left foot. Right arm straight up to the sky. Stack your hips and stack your shoulders. Good. So you use that left tricep to open your left knee out. You're getting really deep in those hips and shoulders. Now, if you did so on the other side, let's find balance through those shoulders. If you tucked your right arm behind your back, let yourself tuck behind the low back, maybe even around the front of that left hip. Roll your right shoulder back, look up. Maybe if you went on the other side into a bind and you're comfortable doing so, take your left arm underneath your left leg, right arm behind your back, grab a hold of your hand behind you. Roll that right shoulder back, spiral your rib cage towards the sky, get a deep stretch in through those hips and shoulders. Stay with it for one more breath. Nice work, guys. Now release your hands, left hand down, right arm to the sky. Ground through that left foot. Inhale, rise up. I know that left thigh is cooking. Good. Release that left leg. Lengthen. Reach your left arm forward. Create length. And then tick-tock those arms. Left hand down, right arm to the sky. Stack your shoulders, stack your hips. Triangle pose, Trikonasana. Good. So again here, whatever option you chose on the other side, maybe your right arm tucked behind your back. Maybe your right arm was doing some nice free-flowing circles. Maybe you were extending forward. Whatever you were doing with your right arm through that other side, do so here. Find balance. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. Lengthen your spine. Ground through those feet. Last breath. Good. Now look down to your left toes. Bend into your left knee. Inhale, rise up, warrior two. Exhale, windmill, hands down to the mat. Spin onto your back toes, runner's lunge. Lower your right knee down. Shift your hips back, flex your left foot. Inhale, lengthen your heart forward, square your hips off. Remember, you can be right here, hands on the hips. You can be with your hands on either side of your shin. Or if you want to go deeper into the hamstring, Use your inhale breath to reach your heart towards your toes. And then your exhale just slowly melts in. Relax your head and neck. Flex through your left foot so those toes point towards the sky. You should feel this stretch deep in the belly of your hamstring. Two more breaths wherever you are. Good. Let's inhale, shift into a low lunge. Heel toe your left foot out to the left. So it'll come all the way off that left edge of your mat. Sink your hips in low, hands right under your shoulders. Lift through your heart, shoulders back. Expand through your chest. Now you can stay right here. If you want more and you did so on the other side, gently bend your elbows and come down onto your forearms. Get a little deeper in that hip. Soften through the hands. A lot of times I see students clenching and holding and praying they're out of this pose as soon as possible. Just let it go. Let it be soft. Let it relax. If we relax physically, our mind knows that we're in a safe space. So deep breath into the belly. And deep exhale out. Soften in. One more big breath in. And one more exhale out. Take your time. Next inhale, come up onto your hands if you're not already. Heel toe that left foot to the center of your mat. Shift forward into a low lunge, tuck your back toes. And we're just gonna send that left leg all the way up to the sky through three-legged dog, reach it high. Take some big hip circles, open it out. And let your left foot lower down to meet the right. Take an inhale in and an exhale out. Now slowly, let's tiptoe our feet up to the center of the mat. Walk your hands back to meet your toes, soften your knees. Heel toe your feet out about the distance of your mat, toes out, heels in. Gently lower your hips down. So you have a couple options here. We're going to be moving into Bird of Paradise, but we're going to take it in 3 stages. So you can be right here with your right arm underneath your right leg. Take your left arm, reach it back to find your right hand. Stage 1, right here, very similar to the bind we were in earlier. If you would like to move on, you're pretty comfortable here, and you want to try something else, heel toe your left foot to the center of your mat. Take your time. Ground through that left foot. Shift your weight into your left foot. Begin to heel toe your right toes close towards your left foot. And you can stay right here with your right toes down and just kind of play with this balance here into your left foot. If you want to move into Bird of Paradise, stage 3, ground into your left foot. Engage through your core. Gently begin to rise up. Take your time, keep your gaze steady, and lift up through your right leg. Now keep your gaze steady on one point wherever you are. If you want to move into one step deeper in this pose, begin to extend your leg long. Full Bird of Paradise. Ground through that left foot wherever you are, every stage, ground through the feet. Gently come out of this by bending your right knee. Slowly lower your right foot all the way down to the earth. Release your arms. And just grab a hold of opposite elbows. Take your feet hips width distance. Let this go. Sway side to side. Good. So really let this go. Whether you were in stage 1, 2, or 3, it does not matter. You're still deeply opening your hips and hamstrings and working on your core engagement. We'll switch sides. Take another breath here though. Let it go. Reset. And when we switch sides, release your hands. Heel toe your feet out wide to start. Toes out, heels in. Bend your knees gently. So we're gonna come into stage 1. Left arm comes under your left leg. Right arm, reach it behind your back to find your left hand. Now you can stay right here. This is a deep stretch in your hips and shoulders. If you want to move on, practice that balance. Heel toe your right foot to the center of your mat. Shift your weight into your right foot. Slowly begin to move your left toes over to meet your right. Keep your gaze down on your mat. Stay grounded. If you want to lift up, you want to become bird of paradise, ground into your right foot, engage your core. Slowly take your time. Engage and press down through that right leg. Peel up and in through your core. Keep your gaze steady on one point. Open through your hips, lift and open through your shoulders. Stand up tall. If you want your flower to bloom and you want to go a little bit deeper, you can extend your left leg. Full bird of paradise. So this is just an example of where you can go in your practice. You do not have to be here today. It's just knowing where you can go. When you're ready, bend your left knee. Take your time. Lower your left foot down. Release your hands. Everybody meet me with their knees deeply bent. Grab a hold of opposite elbows and sway side to side. Really let this pose go. That was our peak posture that we were leading to throughout class. Opening the hips and shoulders to make our way there. Good, let's release those hands down. Walk your hands forward, bend your knees. Let's just come down onto our heels. And we're going to shift our hips to either side. Extend your legs out long. Flex through your feet. Take an inhale, reach your arms up to the sky, and we're gonna twist here. So as you exhale, left hand comes to the outside of your right shin, right hand to the earth behind you. Sit up tall, roll your right shoulder back, and look out past your right shoulder. So deepen up and in through your belly. Look out past your right shoulder. Good, inhale, reach both arms back up to the sky. Let's switch sides. Exhale, twist to the left. Left hand down, right hand to the outside of your left shin. Roll your left shoulder back. Look out past that left shoulder. Sit up tall. Peel your belly in with your exhales. Good, now inhale, come back through center, reach your arms up towards the sky. And exhale, take your hands down. So I'm just gonna spin around so that you can see my legs a little bit better, camera view. So bend your knees, take your heels close up towards your hips, reach your arms out in front of you, and begin to slowly lower down onto your mat. Take your heels close up towards your hips, and then extend your right leg to the sky. Just reach it up high, heel to the sky. Take your right ankle, create a figure 4. Right ankle onto your left thigh, press your right knee away. So you can stay right here, your right hand pressing your right knee away, gets a deep stretch into your hips. If you want more through that piriformis, come into your thread the needle or recline pigeon. Take your hands to interlace around your left hamstring as you pull your left leg towards your body. Flex through your right foot. You should feel a nice deep stretch in your right hip. Keep your shoulders on the earth. Keep your head and neck on the earth. Let your spine relax in towards the ground. One more breath here. Gently release your left leg if you went there. Extend your right leg straight up to the sky. Lower your right foot down to the earth. Switch sides. So extend your left leg high. Flex that left foot. Take your left ankle, create a figure 4, ankle to that right thigh. Left hand, press that left knee away, and you can stay right here. This is a big stretch in the hips. If you want to move on to thread the needle or recline pigeon, Take your hands, interlace them around the back of your right thigh, and pull that right leg closer towards your torso. Again, just feel that nice stretch through the outer hip. Deep breath in and out. Remember, if we're not moving as much, you're still breathing deeply in and out through the nose to facilitate your stretch and your mind-body connection. Nice. Gently release that right foot. Extend your left leg to the sky and lower your left foot down to meet the right. Hug your knees in towards your chest. Give them a squeeze. And let's extend our legs to the sky. Reach your arms up too. But your shoulders are relaxed. So you don't want to reach and create tension through the head and neck. Just relax the shoulder blades down on the earth. Let everything feel limp and heavy. And then just shake everything out. Make it like Jell-O. Roll your wrists, roll through your ankles. Just allow the blood flow to release from the feet, from the hands. Stretch through the wrists and forearms. Let this feel good through the ankles and feet and legs. And then come into stillness for 2 breaths. Let your shoulders relax, let your feet relax. Just feel gravity pulling fluid from the feet, from the hands. Beautiful. Let's hug those knees deep in towards the chest. Give them a squeeze. And then take your arms out like a goalpost. Cactus your arms, palms face up. And just let your knees softly drop to the left. Keep your shoulders on the mat. Gaze to the right. Complete the twist through your spine. Deep breath into the belly. Good. Inhale. Use your core. Lift your knees back through center. And let your knees just drop in the opposite direction. Gaze to the left. Keep your shoulders on the earth. Feel a nice twist through your spine. Steady breath in and out through the nose. Nice. Inhale back through center. Use your core. Wrap your arms around your shins, forehead towards your knee. Deep breath in, squeeze up into a tiny little ball. Big inhale in. Exhale, release it out. Let your toes drop out, your palms face up. Close your eyes. Shavasana. Let go of control here. Begin to feel your body melt towards your mat. Your breath is just softly flowing in and out through the nose. Find whatever you need to let yourself rest here. Now, if you have the gift of time, feel free to stay in your Shavasana as long as you need or want today. But if you would like to move about with your day and join me in a nice, easy seat, keep your eyes closed. Just begin a gentle movement in the toes and the fingers. Begin to roll off to either side of your body, coming into a simple fetal position. And then use your hands as eyes to crawl up into an easy seat, just as we began class. Same position. Take your time. Keep your eyes closed. And we'll all meet with hands at heart center, chin bowing towards our chest, eyes closed. Take a moment here to honor the light that dwells within each and every one of us. Thank you so much for practicing with me. Namaste. Thank you for joining me in class today. Again, my name is Katie, and my little assistant here who has stayed in Shavasana the whole class, his name is Bradley. You can find more information about these classes, about myself, at Katie Marie Yoga on Instagram, and also at katiemarieyoga.com. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel if you want to see more yoga goodness, anything information on health and fitness and yoga. Stay here, subscribe, hit that little bell so you get alerts when I go live. Thank you so much for joining me. Aloha.